Hello, wonderful people. Here we are again. All right, Chapter 5, BA 462. Pretty good read, I thought, with this chapter. It really covered a lot of different strategies, and it'll be interesting as you move along in your professions or as students who will eventually have an opportunity to integrate some of these strategies, and it would be great somewhere along the lines you let me know how well they worked out. All right, business level strategy, Chapter 5. According to your textbook, a business level strategy describes, I'm reading from my notes, describes how it will compete in the marketplace on a day-to-day basis and how the business intends to do things right. So it says here you can choose from the chapter, firms choose from 5 business level strategies. Number one, cost leadership. The second one that was identified was differentiation. Third, focus, cost, leadership. Let's see, 4 was focus, differentiation, and number 5 was integrated cost leadership and / differentiation. Quick reviews of the definitions. Cost leadership strategy, lowest cost to gain large share of the market. You're setting the industry standards, in particular with the pricing, right? Correct? I'm assuming many of you are going, yes, Jim. Okay, differentiation strategy. According to your textbook, goods or services that customers perceive as unique, and then there's an example for us, the Ralph Lauren dress shirt for men, has a logo that's embroidered. They have very high quality material that's employed, and they lack a pocket on their dress shirts. Now, I'm old school. I like the pocket on my shirt, but the more after I read this, I started to look around in society and started realizing, that's becoming more and more of a style with a lot of the dress shirts. I guess I'm behind the times. Some of you are probably surprised. All right, moving on with my notes here. Let's see here. Okay, what else do I have for you? Oh, please take some time, review figure 5-1 here in my notes. The firm's business level strategy has 2 dimensions, and it goes over the competitive advantage and the competitive scope, cost or uniqueness. All right, moving on with definitions. Focus, differentiation strategy. Goods or services that a narrow group of customers, narrow group is something you should underline, that a narrow group of customers perceive as being unique. There's that key word we're hearing from chapter to chapter, that perceived as being unique in ways that are important. So, moving on to the next definition, focus, cost, leadership strategy. This is goods or services, or these are goods or services or a strategy for a narrow market segment. Again, here we are. First was narrow group of customers with the focus differentiation strategy. Here they're talking narrow market segment at the lowest cost. Focus, cost, leadership strategy. Where the other one, the focus differentiation strategy, was the narrow group of customers perceived as unique in ways that are important to the customer. So anyway, staying with the focus, cost, leadership strategy for the moment. Narrow market segment at the lowest cost. This segment might require the firm to continuously drive its costs lower. I mean, there's no other way for me to put this. While their competitors are trying to employ similar strategies, right? So it may force you to always be looking at your production, how you can improve on your production. I mean, this is a good thing. It can lower costs for the production, but at the same time, then be passed on to the consumers, keeping you ahead of your competitors when it comes to keeping the pricing strategy lower. But there is a risk of being flanked by your competitors, especially if they are producing their economies of scales and whatever their technology, etc., are allowing them to flank you in that position. Strategy. Okay, a cost leader maintains its power by continuously increasing its level of efficiency, according to your textbook, maintaining, these are the three that they're identified, two, maintaining lower prices than competitors, that's kind of a dull moment, and three, selling to a large number of buyers. All right, now continuing on with my notes, what else I got going on here for chapter 5? Great chapter. I mean, a lot of strategies are being discussed here for you to consider. I mean, you have to look at your organization and decide which strategy would work best for your organizations and hopefully lead to profitable margins, etc. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is firms employing the cost leadership strategy usually target their products at the largest market segment possible. And they gave a nice example in your textbook where the Cooper Tire Company targets customers with average or typical needs in this while selling their tires. So they're going after a really broad market there with their strategy. Okay, now this is changing the pace ever so slightly, or changing the format ever so slightly here for the lecture. I thought what I'd do is I'd give you a question this time, some choices of answers. So here's the situation I'm going to give you. You'll have a choice of answers, and then I want you to contact me either through a Skype messaging or through a Facebook message, through our Facebook message for our classroom. All right, here's the question. I like the name of this business. Jim's Home Designs. It's a group of highly skilled architects, interior designers, and decorators who design and furnish custom homes for clients who want an architectural statement for their home. Also, while being sensitive to the ecosystem for where the homes can be located. Jim's Home Design is employing which of the following strategies? Is it the integrated cost leadership differentiation strategy? Or, your second choice would be, is it the broad differentiation strategy? Third choice would be the focus differentiation strategy. And the fourth choice would be the focus cost leadership strategy. So again, consider which you believe would be the best answer, and contact me with why you believe, not just answer B or whatever. Just tell me why. Give me an answer and tell me why you believe it's the right answer. And if you hit a home run, if you hit the nail on the head, I'll let you know. Okay, moving forward. Just thought I'd try something a little different than what we've been doing. All right. Similar to the classroom, we get those types of questions in my classrooms. Staying with chapter 5. Here we go. Oh, this is a good question. Well, I'll make it a statement. The most difficult business strategy to implement is the integrated cost leadership / differentiation strategy. Now, why is that? Well, you need efficient processes, right, to maintain lower costs. On top of that, you need the ability to change in order to develop and maintain differentiated goods and services. Another need would be flexibility in your manufacturing system, a high quality or a sound quality control system in place, a sophisticated information system. All of these can help with both efficiency and flexibility. Okay, moving on. If deploying the differentiation strategy, the marketing function is emphasized so customers are aware of the unique value being created by the firm's product. So it's important to market so the customers understand and aware of the unique value that's being crafted by the firm's products. build it and they will come has some, truth to it. But if no one knows of the product's unique functions and attributes, then no one's showing up. Okay. Another question, or again, statement I'm going to make is the key factor. The key factor is flexibility for an organization employing the integrated cost leadership / differentiation strategy. Need to achieve balance. Kind of jumping back and forth here a little bit on you. I apologize for that, but I wanted to get that in there. Kind of like thoughts jump into your brain as you're moving along and putting together your notes. Okay, let's see here. The competitive risk of focused strategy. What would be the risk? Well, we talked about it being flanked earlier, right? I like to use my military terms from my many years in the Air Force. Of course, when you're being flanked in the military, right, the enemy gets around your lines and can actually come in from the backside where you're not maybe protected as well. So you don't want to do that with your competition, right? You don't want to be flanked by your competition, using that analogy. Let me use an example. Let's say that most buyers of expensive, or I have here, very expensive watches. So most buyers of very expensive watches decide that now their main objective is a watch that keeps good time, right? We're not talking about being fancy, not high quality in diamonds and gold and everything else, right? What's more important than anything else is a watch that keeps good time. All of a sudden, then, the producers of the expensive watches will experience a target market, target customer has changed in the sense that they are now more likely to be categorized into the broad market. So that's a risk. I mean, that's something that even economics can play an important role in having that kind of impact. All right, we went over a lot of strategies here over the last several minutes. You have the question that I had for the class. Again, I look forward to hearing what your replies are. What do you believe the answer might be, and why the answer might be whatever you select. I'll go over and over and over again to be proactive versus reactive, ask questions. Know that after Chapter 5 here, there's the midterm coming up, so you'll have that to prepare for. Again, if you have questions, get a hold of me and let's discuss them, and I'll be glad to do my best to give you sound responses. All right, that's all I have for this chapter. Until we meet again, Jim out.